You're telling me I have to start medical school? With these habits that I currently have, I need to get my shit together. I'm taking the day to quite literally restart, okay? I'm starting from scratch because clearly I didn't do it right the first time. Rebrand, lock in, refresh, whatever you want to call it. I think we all agree we cannot have 2025 happen again. So let's fix that. Let's fix that because I'm gonna freak out. 2025 feels like the longest year of my entire life. And don't get me wrong, it has also been like one of the best years of my entire life. But it's time to move on and it's time to prepare for the next one because it's gonna be challenging. It's gonna be hard. I'm starting medical school, fingers crossed, in August. So I need to really get my shit together because if I do not start developing these like habits and good mindset routines, once I start to get crushed by medical school, I'm gonna lose my mind. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think that a new year is all of a sudden gonna like magically change you, but it gives you a fresh start and it gives you, the opportunity to go back to square one and be like, okay, this is what I did wrong last year and this is what I'm not gonna do this year. So once you have the ability to really audit yourself and notice not only what do you want to achieve, but what are things that you no longer want to continue, I feel like that's when you're really gonna rebrand. Okay, I just opened my Notion template from last year to see what my goals were so that I can compare them to my current goals, which are non-existent right now. First of all, the first one is get back into yoga. I can count on one hand how many times I went to a yoga class, okay? Start cooking for myself more often. I just had a quesadilla. Oh my God. Improve how I manage my savings. I did do that, okay? I put it in a high interest savings account. Work out more often. I'm not gonna lie, I failed. I was going strong for a really long time and then I got really sick and I just couldn't go to the gym. And then I started getting chemical peels on my face for all of my redness and I couldn't sweat. And then one thing led to another and I just never went back to the gym. So some of my educational goals, retake my MCAT, done, thank God. And not only did I retake my MCAT, but I got into medical school and that was something that I did not even think was a possibility this time last year. So I'm so happy about that. Build closer connections to physicians. I'm super close to the oncologist that I work with right now and she wrote me a letter of recommendation and she's awesome. Be consistent with a new language, which I have been. I do my Duolingo every day to the point where I'm so sick and tired of doing Duolingo. Get monetized on YouTube has not occurred. I'm just gonna cover some of the things that I'm gonna do this year to really lock in and rebrand for 2026 because I have a good feeling about this one. And you'd think that I made a morning routine that actually worked in 2025, right? You'd think that. I get up and teleport to work. I don't even have time to sit down and have coffee in the morning because that's how late I am at all times. So one of the first things that I am focused on fixing for 2026 is a morning routine. There's no better time to start than right now. So in order for me to wake up at a reasonable time, I have to go to bed at a reasonable time. Means I need to go walk my dog and get my ass to sleep. Tomorrow, we're gonna keep talking about all of the things that I wanna do this new year and how we're gonna get our shit done together. Okay, bye. Hey, yo.
Did I snooze for like 20 minutes? Yes, but I'm up. Hey, yo.
Okay, I just put my scrubs on and I'm pretty much ready to go to work. I'm just gonna brush my teeth, put on a little bit of makeup to cover some of the redness on my face, and I'm ready to go. Okay, I just got out of work. I have a really bad headache right now, honestly, but I am still going to the gym. I think to like ease myself into getting back into working out, the best way to do it is start off maybe just walking, doing a couple of exercises or routines that you feel comfortable with and familiar with so that you're not, you know, starting something completely from scratch. The trick for a lot of these things is that you can't think about it too much. I packed a bag when I was getting ready for work this morning with just like a pair of leggings and a shirt, and I'm just gonna walk on the treadmill, and that's a check mark for one of my goals, is to just get moving more often. Finished working out. Do I feel like amazing rejuvenated? No, but I do feel better and I feel more energized. Deadass, I was really close to just going home, showering, and going to bed. So the fact that just walking on the treadmill for a little bit and being surrounded by people that are also like motivated and working out felt very good. And that is why I used to love coming to the gym. So hopefully that comes back to me. Now, I'm really craving a salad, but I feel like for whatever reason, tell me if this happens to you too, but salads, when I make them at home, just don't taste as good as when I buy them. I have to set realistic expectations, so I'm not gonna expect myself to go to the gym every single day. I'm not gonna expect myself to eat healthy and amazingly every single day, but I'm gonna do it as much as I can, and I'm just gonna be very mindful of what it is that I do. You're gonna tell me that you're never gonna have Taco Bell, that you're never gonna eat Chick-fil-A, that you're never gonna want McDonald's French fries. The trick to reaching your like health goals, I have found, is to be very realistic and not set unreasonable expectations, because you're gonna fold every now and then. Okay, I just finished making the dressing. It's a little tangy because I decided to make it with lime. Right now it has like lime, basil, garlic, and I put some Boursin cheese in it because it was really like sour, obviously because of the lime. So hopefully that cuts some of the sourness. I don't know. I'm actually allergic to following recipes, so I looked up a bunch of like chopped salad videos online, and I'm doing the best that I can. Chopped green, oh. Finally, last thing I have to cut. I wish I had one of those vegetable cutters because I'm so over this. Let's take a moment for the mess. Actually looks like it might taste good. I really need a vegetable chopper. So something that I actually want to continue in 2026 that I've been doing since I think 2020, it actually started off being like one of my New Year's goals and resolutions was to try journaling, and then eventually it became to like journal more. And now it's basically a habit that I don't push myself to do every single day. I kind of just put like whatever I did in the book. So I kind of write down, like, for example, I got a gift from one of my roommates from college for getting into medical school, and she wrote congrats on getting into medical school on wrapping paper, and she gave me a gift. I literally cut off the wrapping paper and I put it in the journal. And it's like the simplest thing ever, but it's so nice to look at, especially years later, because I have so many journals from such a long time ago. I mean, this is from Christmas, so this is wrapping paper from the gifts that I got, and I'll write like a little blurb, like what I did on Christmas, or like what kind of gifts I got and things like that. And it's not all just like pasting. Sometimes I'll just write for a bit. There's really no rules to how you want to journal. Some people like me get super aesthetic and pleasing, and some people just literally put a bunch of shit in there, or like stream of consciousness right in there. And there's no right way to do it. It just belongs to you, and it's a way of like dealing with your emotions. You can really see your growth in it. If you've ever been interested in journaling, I always recommend people do it because it's so fucking fun. You know, and that's actually a question that you get asked in your medical school interview. They'll ask you, or even in your secondary applications, they'll ask you what's something that you do to cope with stress. Or they'll say, medical school is so difficult, how do you know that you're going to be able to manage the stress? And they like to see that you have things like this that are like coping mechanisms. 3 journals in total. One of them is from high school, the other one is from college, and then this one is now, I guess, going to be medical school because they're pretty long. And I just think it's so nice to look at and reflect on, and then see the things that you used to be stressed about compared to what you're stressed about now, or how you used to manage. Speaking of goals, I want to read more books, and I'm gonna do a quick TBR because these have been next to my nightstand for a couple of days now. I just got them from Barnes & Noble because I got a gift card for Christmas. However, I'm really excited. So first off, Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights, his memoir. I love memoirs. I feel like it's a really nice way to get to know people. And I read a couple of quotes from this and I love him. Fourthling, I recently got into fantasy because I've been reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. Everybody has been raving about this book and I got the cool one with the dragon. Sprayed Edge. Okay, since I was reading A Court of Thorns and Roses, I know that first I have to finish reading that series. This is the last book so far in that series, and then after I'm gonna read Crescent City. And of course, because I'm gonna be tired of fantasy, most likely, I got Happy Place by Emily Henry because I saw a couple of quotes online and it looked very promising. And I have a lot of books that I've been meaning to read, but keeping this next to my nightstand kind of holds me accountable. Oh, and as you've been seeing me read throughout this video, I'm almost done actually with the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Thank God, because I do like it, but I feel like it's been taking me so long to read this. So definitely 2026, I want to read more books. I'm going to set a Goodreads reading goal because I feel like that really motivates me. So let me know in the comments if you've been trying to read more and what you read, because I kind of like reading a little bit of everything.